Good evening. Uh, Sorry if my camera looks a little darker than usual. I'm out of one of my light bulbs burned out. So I'm working with just basically light for my monitor at this point. Um, I need to get a fancy little key light, I guess, you know? What I'm planning to do for the next hour or so is basically just learn about building large language models, which is which is where I left off last night. Actually, that's actually where I let me make this a little wider. All right, CD here. Oh, I got the big yawns, man. Got the big yawns going on. I'm starting very late tonight because I kind of got sucked into another thing, and then I was in the process of finishing that thing, and yeah, it just took longer than I thought. Okay, so we're implementing this decode, encode. We're basically implementing this class that represents a simple tokenizer. So we need to get over here. Okay, hold on. Okay, missing class docstring. So how do I add um also, why are there no code actions available for this? How y'all doing tonight? Uh Hey Boston, what's up, man? Starting pretty late this evening. But I'm here. Okay, so it needs to go underneath. Thanks for streaming. Yeah, man. I was in the middle of building this really complex view component that like allows you to drag and drop things to map one thing to the other, and I was kind of implementing it all from scratch. And so I was down a very deep, dark rabbit hole there for like 3 hours, and I did not want to stop. Boston sports cards. I have to go out to. That's fine, man. Yeah, no worries, dude. Do your thing. But yeah, that's what. Sometimes when I get fixated on something, it's hard for me to break away from it. But I did want to work on this more tonight. So I'm taking a little break. Okay, so now that we have our simple tokenizer, we should be able to use it. Let's give it a go. Oh shoot, I deleted all that. This is what I get for not following directions. Mark Matrix, what are you coding? I am working on learning how to build large language models. So right now I'm working on building a simple little tokenizer. I'm reading this book called Building a Large Language Model. It's by a guy named Sebastian Roshka. Mark. So that's what I'm working on. Just kind of progressing my way through the book. But right now I'm in the very early stages, so I'm just okay, if this is gonna complain so much, that's fine. Also, I should full disclosure, I don't I don't identifiers. I don't write a lot of Python, so forgive me if if it seems like I'm stumbling along here, because that's very much the case. Let's see. Let me go back up here and get the code that I deleted. Let's see. So I need this. Mark Matrix. Which language is it? I'm working in Python right now, but I think what he's having me do, you could do in any language at this point. So far it's very simplistic. We're basically reading in a file of text where we have a piece of regex that tokenizes, basically splits the words up into things, and then yeah, that's basically it. So you could really do this in any language. There's nothing. We're not using any libraries or anything at this point. So, but the book is all in Python, so I figured I'll just follow along with that. I primarily work in C# or TypeScript myself, but I know Python. I know how to write it. I just don't write it very often, if that makes sense. Hey Gandalf, what's up, man? I'm glad you're feeling better. Thanks for stopping in, hanging out in the chat. Appreciate it. And to you, Mark. I actually haven't never seen you in my chat before, so thanks for stopping in and hanging out, man. I have back my job. That's fantastic, Gandalf. I'm really glad to hear that. Stephen S. Intelligente. Thanks, Boston. Mark, do you have any education background? I have a college degree. My degree's in biochemistry. But as far as like formal education in computer science, no. I don't have any formal education in computer science. It's all just self-taught programming and coding stuff. What about you, Mark? I figure that here's the thing. I just tell myself if I can figure out organic chemistry, I can sure as hell figure out anything else. uh, Boston, do you have any plans for the weekend? No. My sister's coming to visit. We're gonna go to. My son has a basketball game. We've got a kid's birthday party we're going to, so pretty chill weekend. Nothing like super wild and crazy. I'm a 31-year-old, so a 31-year-old with two kids, so my weekends are pretty normal these days. Okay, so we should be able to run this now, huh? Let's take that out of there. Alright, let's see if this works. Mark Matrix, maybe I can learn some chemistry. You could. I just, organic chemistry was really tough. It's like in the sciences, like I don't know, Mark, if you went to college, but in Galactic Gameplays, did you know you can use Linux and Windows using the command WSL? I do. I have it set up, actually. Want to take a look? Galactic. Look, I even have OMyZSH set up. But yeah, I use Ubuntu on Windows occasionally using WSL. But I really enjoy working in PowerShell. I like Windows. I like the Windows environment for development. I know a lot of people feel differently about that, but I don't throw any shade. Linux. I also have a server that runs Linux that I can get to pretty easily to tinker with stuff. So if I really want to work on an actual physical Linux device, it's just one little SSH command away, Let's see. So Python. There we go. Okay. We are following instructions. Okay, so now let's go back. What's this complaining about? Oh, well, we can change this. This can become identifiers. Oh, that's our, yeah. Excuse me. I was going to say something, and now I can't remember what it was I was going to say. Oh, I was going to say, can you please repeat that book name? Mark Matrix. It's called, here you go. I'll link you to it. So the person that recommended it to me was, do you know who Lex Friedman is? Lex Friedman. I don't know Lex Friedman, but I listened to his podcast, and he was the one that recommended it. And I'll put a link here. Actually, hold on. There's probably a shorter link I can paste. It's a little pricey. It was like $50, but I've done a lot of things with foundation models through providers. Like I've done a lot of work with building applications that use LLMs through OpenAI or Claude or Gemini, but I want to know more about how you actually build the foundation models, which is the reason why I shelled out the $50 for the book. So what I was going to say about organic chemistry was the reason why I say if I can figure out organic chemistry, I can figure out just about anything, is because that probably was one of the hardest classes I took as part of my degree, and it was also like this really interesting defining step where like everyone goes in as like a biology major or a chemistry major or whatever major, and then everyone hits organic chem 1, and that's like the decision point if people are going to stick with their science major or if they're going to bail. There's so many people drop from those degree programs when they hit that class. I'm sure there's an equivalent in the computer science world. I just don't know what it is. If I had to guess, it's probably like data structures and algorithms, right? Everybody wants to be a CS major, and then they hit that class and they drop out. What are you doing? You don't have your crutches.
I don't have to have them.
Oh. Be careful, don't hurt your foot. Who was it? Oh, yeah, Galactic, hold on. Boston Sports Card said, I have a playoff basketball game. Nice. I'm the HW Generals, and I'm playing Saugus Chiefs. Nice, Boston. Well, good luck in your game, man. I hope it goes well. Let's see. Galactic Gameplays. You asked about WSL Galactic Gameplays. Is that what you develop on? Or is that what you use? Is WSL? Or do you use an actual Linux daily driver? I'd love to try Linux as a daily driver OS. I just have never taken the plunge. Okay, where was I? I was right here. So next, let's see whether we can turn these token IDs back into text using the decode method. Here we go. We're encoding stuff. We're decoding stuff. It's getting wild around here, guys. It's getting wild. Hey, looky there. Although, I don't know if that's actually what I should expect. That seemed like way too much text. God, it's so painful getting out of the terminal mode. Oh no, it is. So I encoded the whole text, and then I decoded the... It just seems like it was a lot more text than what I... Well, it didn't actually in my case. Oh, that's because this is wrong. There we go. Yo, man. Hey, Toad Sage. What's up, man? Mark Matrix, where are you from? I live in Kansas. If you know where Kansas is, or do you know where Kansas City is? That's the biggest city next to me. Saroj. What are we making? I am working through my way through a book that's teaching me about building large language models, and right now we're writing a very simple tokenizer. What Toadstage said, it's some AI stuff. Yeah, it's just kind of trying to understand the architecture and the foundations of how these transformers are built. So yeah, nothing terribly exciting. Uh, Mark, did you ask that again? Mark, where are you from, man? Oh, I'm from Kansas, man. I'm in the United States. Country name? United States. In Tokenization, yeah, tokenization. That's where I'm at right now. Is just learning about tokenization, decoding, encoding, building vocabulary, all that fascinating stuff. Um, Boston, Kansas is in America. Yep, what he said. What he said. Oh no, looky there, we got the key error. So the problem is that the word hello was not used in the verdict short story, hence it is not contained in the vocabulary. This highlights the need to consider large and diverse training sets to extend the vocabulary when working on LLMs. Nice. Toad Sage, I'm going to open up Obsidian here, get my note taking on. Mark Matrix, do you have a... Hold on, sorry. Gotta organize my windows here for a second. Let's see. Let me open my notes here. Okay, someone said, Mark said, do you have any side hustle? No, at the moment, no. I mean, I build stuff like this, and that's kind of my hobby project, but I don't really do it as a side hustle. I would love to someday. Like I know I've told let's go BTW. Which book? It's this book. I should have saved this link. This is the book. That's the book. I just put it in the chat. Let's see. Mark's or Avicina, Avenza. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. What text editor you use? This is Neovim. I'm currently using Neovim. I use VS Code too as well. It's just that's what I find myself using currently. Oh God. Did I just kill my music? Died. Edge just crashed on me. Looks like Boston and Logan are talking about something. I have no idea what's going on there. Yeah, man, Obsidian, let's go. By the way, which book? Yep, I already shared that link, but Steven is to go. Thanks, Boston. I appreciate that. Yeah, what text editor? Neovim. Okay, I'm all caught up. Get the music back here. Mark, how much have you been in this project? Like I'm just kidding. Sorry, I'm on chapter 2 of the book. Yeah, so not far at all. I just started working on it. Just started learning about it. Thanks, man, for that. Now I'll be one step closer to reach at you intelligence, man. I don't know about that, man. I don't know how if I'm all that intelligent, but I do like to learn. You know, I do enjoy learning. There's one of my favorite quotes is this is one of my favorite Einstein quotes. Um, like I would never compare myself to Einstein. Um, he has this quote where he says, "It's not that I'm so smart. It's just that I stay with problems longer." And that's how I kind of feel like about myself. Like the only reason I'm able to ever learn anything or do anything is just because I'll suffer through the pain of getting it done. Um, like at work I have a pretty strong reputation as being like the guy that gets nerd sniped a lot. Like people will be like, I don't know, I can't figure this out, or I don't know why this is happening or why this is doing it. Like people just tend to bring me kind of their more complicated problems and issues, and I usually can figure it out. And the main reason is just I just don't give up. Um, Boston. Bye, Steven. I promise I'll come back tomorrow if you stream. Yeah, man. Have a good night, Boston. Thanks for stopping in, man. Scler. I'm sorry, man. I figured out how to say this last night. Scler quart. Dude, you gotta give me something I can call you that's a little easier to pronounce. But yeah, I see you in the chat. Sclerquartist. Sclerlacquartist. uh, I'm dead. I'm doing well though, man. How are you doing? Thanks for stopping into the chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, Logan, Boston's out. Boston had to go at 12:30 his time, so he him gone. He gone. You guys ever watch Duck Dynasty? It's a funny show. All right, now we need to add special context tokens. Nice. Okay, I have done with the ritual and cleaning, so it's time to lock in, man. See you later. Yeah, Toad Sage, get it, dude. Thanks for stopping into the stream, man. Appreciate you. Good luck. Okay, we need to modify the tokenizer to handle unknown words. We also need to address the usage and addition of special context tokens that can enhance a model's. Let me zoom this in. Let's see. Can enhance a model's understanding of context or other relevant information in the text. These special tokens can include markers for unknown words and document boundaries. For example, in particular, we will modify the vocabulary in Tokenizer to support 2 new tokens. I love this guy's versioning. He just simple Tokenizer v2. He just renames the class. I like that. Let's see. As illustrated in figure 2.9. Okay. So we can modify the tokenizer to use an unknown token if it encounters a word that is not part of the vocabulary. Furthermore, we add a token between the unrelated text. For example, when training GPT-like LLMs on multiple independent documents or books, it is common to insert a token before each document or book that follows a previous text source. This helps the LLM understand that although these text sources are concatenated for training, they are in fact unrelated. You know what's so funny? Scarlaquidus. I told you last night you can call me Scar. Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that. I'm gonna call you Scar. I don't even know my username. I saw it a few days ago and I was like, what? Yeah, now I'm leaving. Sorry. Ask Steven. I'm not lying. Yeah, see you, Boston. Have a good night, man. Good luck at your basketball game. Scar. What was I gonna? I was gonna ask you something and I forgot. Oh no. What I was gonna say is. What was I gonna say? I don't know. I forgot what was gonna say. Let's now modify the vocabulary to include these 2 special tokens, unknown and end of text, by adding them to our list of all unique words. Easy enough. Look at that. Hold on. No, that's not right. Where did he put that? All tokens. Oh, he renamed it. Dude, I don't know, man. Python, the tooling is not very good. Sheeta Campbell, hi. Sheetal Campbell, hi. Which language? This is Python at the moment. Okay, Logan, have a good night, man. See ya. Hello, Sheetal. Thanks for stopping in the chat, man. Tarot Destroyer. COVID-19 PCR tests are meaningless. I don't know why you came into the chat to say that, Tarot, but okay. Let me see where you got even cited this from. I love people who cite science. Where's this from? I'm not aware of a paper which this is more than it is admitting this concession is in line with the statements we presented our article which Off Guardian published. Okay, but who are these guys? Hey, Tarot, if you're still here, who are they? Who are these guys you're citing about the PCR tests? Sheetal, hello. Sheetal, do you know Java? I do not. I've not written any Java. That's actually one of the things that we have on our list to do on stream is maybe Steven tries to learn Java at some point. Josh B, what are you making? I'm not really making anything, Josh B. I'm learning how to make something. So I'm reading a book about building large language models. And so that's what I'm currently doing. I'm reading the book, I'm working through the problem sets. Right now we're at the point where we're writing a tokenizer. So we're working on the part of the problem where you have to read your text in, you have to tokenize it, convert it to integers that you can then use to generate embeddings. That's where we're at right now. Sheetal Campbell, do you hire for a job? No, I'm not. I don't have any say in hiring for jobs, man. So there's nothing. I've got nothing to give you on that front. Sheetal Campbell, where do you work? I work at a software company called OnSpring Technologies in Overland Park, Kansas, which is in the United States. Which is when I should always pull out I should have like a lawyer that walks in on stream at this point, and this is where I say everything on my YouTube channel or on my stream is not a representation of anything about my employer. All thoughts, opinions are my own. You know, gotta have that little preamble there. Okay, based on the output of this print statement, the new vocabulary size is 1,000. Yeah. I don't need to do that. The code prints. Yeah. Okay, we can confirm that the 2 new special tokens were indeed successfully incorporated into the vocabulary. Next, we adjust the tokenizer from code listing 2.3 accordingly, as shown in the following listing. Okay. I can do that. Let's go over here. God, I gotta say, man, this is really starting to tick me off. The global namespace. It's awful. It's awful. Let's see. You can refer then from India. I would love to join. Yeah, I've got no say in our hiring, and I don't think we're hiring at the moment for any software engineering related positions. So you can always go check out their careers page. Just onspring.com/careers. It's a small company though. It's not like a large conglomerate, you know. Oops. Yeah, like all this name clashing is really annoying. Like this all should just be scoped, right? Like it's very annoying. Here you go. There you go. I just put it in the chat. There you go. If you wanna go check that out. I think that's the right link. Again, man, I don't have any say in hiring or anything like that. I'm just a lowly quality engineer, you know. So, but yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about the place. Do you guys write a lot of Python? Does anybody here write a lot of Python? Because this is annoying. Having to have this, like, everything's in the global namespace, and so you have to... That's just... Yeah. I don't know about that. So... rename this to, like, text2? I don't even know. Rename this to vocab2? Just... I... pre-process to? I don't even know, man. That's just, let's see. Rename to IDs to? Rename to IDs 3? I know that's awful, but I just... Text 2? Oh no, there's already a text 2. Text 3? It's just... I was thinking of buying a new monitor, but I don't know which one is best. Which one would you recommend, if any, if you know of any good ones? So I don't have any fancy monitors, but I will tell you the one that I personally would love to have. I've watched a bunch of review videos on it. It's called a I think it's BenQ programming monitor, I think is it. It's supposed to be like specifically built and designed for people who write a lot of code. But it's very expensive, obviously, as you can see, $549. That's super, super pricey. But yeah, I've seen nothing but good positive reviews. I would. The thing is, though, man, here's the thing, Scar. I'm telling you, this is the one I want, honestly, though, but I'd probably never buy it. I mean, $549 for a monitor. Whew. The one monitor I do have that I do like, I got it on sale for like I don't know, like $150. It's like it's a 30, I think it's a 34-inch LG ultra wide. It's not curved though. It's like this. I got it quite a long time ago. I've had it for quite a while, but I really enjoy it. I love the 8% off. I know, right? Yeah. Here's a $500 monitor. Why don't you take 8% off of it? You know, that makes it so much more affordable. Yeah. Yeah, Scar, I feel you, man. I feel you. I mean, the thing is, though, I think it's kind of like the whole thing with like a chair, right? Like I have some guys at work who they have spent like close to $1,000+ on their chairs that they sit in, and I have this really shitty old chair that I picked up at one of my old jobs when they were throwing out old office furniture, and they've all tried to convince me to invest in like a really nice high-end chair, and I just haven't done it because I'm just I'm just too cheap. But you know, their point is that if you spend all day in your chair, if you spend 8, 9, 10 hours in your chair, it's probably worth investing in. And probably the same argument can be made for monitors, right? If you spend 8 or 10 hours looking at monitors all day, reading text on a screen, it's probably worth the investment, right? At some point. Although full disclosure, I have a hard time taking that advice. uh, Okay, let's now try this new tokenizer out in practice. For this, we will use a simple text sample that we concatenated from independent unrelated sentences. The output is hello, do you like tea? Next, let's tokenize the sample text using, okay. So this guy's variable names suck. In his snippets, oh my gosh, they're terrible. Just terrible. And they conflict. Let's see. Let's just call this final text. Let's call this final text part 2. Not that my names are any better, but Sheetal. Hi, Steva. Hello, Sheetal. You're back. I see you there. You're the person that keeps asking me about job. And I don't have one to give you. What's that emoji about, Sheetal? Are you just paying attention to what I'm doing? Examining the wonderful Python code that I'm writing? I have to admit, I am finding it difficult to stick with writing the Python. Okay, so why doesn't that work? It should be fixed now. Oh, it's not fixed because this is still gonna error. So let's remove that. Let's remove all these other print statements because they're just cluttering up the output. Yeah. Oh goodness. Now I've started Python in Neovim. I'm currently running PowerShell within Neovim, and I'm running Python within PowerShell within Neovim. How the hell do you exit this again? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Nice. It's working. Scar, yeah, that's a good point. I use PC for digital drawings and I study on it. I'll keep looking for some more, but yeah, those prices are wild. But IG, you can find good ones for less money. Yeah, for sure. You just kind of like all the monitors I own, I picked up pretty cheap and they're decent. Like I said, that ultra wide I picked up on sale. There's I have two sons and they play on two 32-inch like 144 hertz Acer monitors that I picked up on sale one Black Friday. Super good deal. So yeah, it's just like you got to kind of keep your eyes open and be ready to jump at an opportunity when it presents itself. I personally think like everyone should use. I have two 27-inch monitors right now, and I would much prefer to have two 32-inch. What is the blue stuff in the windows? Are you talking about this right here? Basil, is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about in the... Or are you talking about over here? Hold on me. You might be talking about in the actual editor itself. Are you talking about this? If you're talking about the blue squiggly lines in the editor, that is coming from some diagnostic tools that I have hooked up to Neovim. I think this one's coming from it's either coming from Black. Hold on, let me see. LSP info. It's either coming from Pyrite or it's coming from Null LS, which Null LS is actually running. I think Null LS is running both Python and a formatter. There's Pyrite, there's a formatter, and a linter that I have all running. Yeah, the terminal. The terminal is let me close this real quick. Close. So the terminal, this is Oh My Posh. So I'm on a Windows machine and I prefer to work in PowerShell. And so PowerShell has something very similar to Oh My ZSH out there that I know a lot of people use. It's just a nice way to make your PowerShell profile, or not PowerShell profile, your PowerShell prompt look fancy and present you with a lot of extra information. And there's all kinds of configuration options you can do with it and customizations. They have all kinds of themes and segments. Like I've seen one guy I follow online, he like shows his blood sugar counts. He's diabetic, but he can show his blood sugar counts in his Oh My Posh configuration, which is kind of cool. So it's extensible. It's pretty great. Qwerty, hey man, how long have you been using Neovim? Not long at all. I can actually tell you how long I've been using it. Let me go back to my channel. I started at the beginning of this year. Let's see. So videos. Let's see. The first Neovim piece of content I posted was right here. So looks like I've been using it for a month. exactly a month or so. When was this actually published? January 16th is when I installed Neovim. January 16th of 2025. So almost a little over a month. And so far, I'm enjoying it. What about you, Cordy? Are you a Neovim user, or you on something else? Shoot. I shouldn't have done that. RM. Oh, God. Oh, nice. Do you use a custom config or something like LazyVim? I use a custom config. So I use Lazy as one of my package managers. But a large portion of my configuration was I followed typecraft.dev, I think is his website. Yeah. So I thought he has a course called it's called like Neovim for noobs. Yeah, this one. I followed his course to kind of get it up and running. So a lot of my configuration, at least the base of it, is from this course. And then I've added on some stuff for like debugging and testing. That's kind of pretty unique. And I have it all on my GitHub. So if you're curious, want to poke around at it, it's I'll share the link with you. I've had a number of people star it. Four people star my config. There's my config if you want to tool around in it. Scar says, "What just happened?" What do you mean, Scar? Did my stream go black or something? Cordy, I have been using it from 6 months, I guess. So I'm also pretty new. Yeah, I'm very new too. So, what do you think of it so far, Cordy? Do you like it? What were you using before Neovim? I'm curious. Are you coming from VS Code? Are you coming from something like, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Are you coming from something like PyCharm or something similar from JetBrains, maybe WebStorm? I was coming from VS Code is where I came from. I wasted 2 to 3 months trying to make a custom config, trying to set up LSPs and stuff, and then only to use someone else's config. Yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole. The whole Neovim thing, it's a big rabbit hole. Like I fell down a rabbit hole of getting like the testing and debugging set up. That was quite a rabbit hole. I even went as far as there was one plugin for running Playwright tests. Like I don't know if you know what Playwright is, but that's like an automation library. And I went as far as I actually had to fork. I had to fork a plugin and fix it. I don't even know Lua. But I had to fork it and change some stuff to make it work properly for Windows. So yeah, it's definitely a rabbit hole, man. Oh, Scar, you were typing in a lot of red words. Probably. Yeah, I was trying to delete a Git directory, and PowerShell didn't like that, so I forced it to delete the whole directory. Sometimes you make the computer gods angry, and you just gotta bend them to your will. Cordy says, I came from VS Code. Yeah, I still here's what's really funny, Cordy. So I still really enjoy VS Code. And I was using it like 2 days ago to do something, but I kept trying to do Vim motions in VS Code, and it was so fucking frustrating because I was like, why are all these commands writing over my code? Well, it's because there's no such thing as normal mode here. But I did find that I guess VS Code has a Vim plugin. And there's also, I think there's also a Neovim plugin. So I probably need to spend a little bit of time like making VS Code a little bit more, basically updating my VS Code configs to kind of align with the fact that I'm working in Neovim more and more. Because there are some really great things about VS Code. I still think like VS Code's ability to debug and run playwright tests, I think is still superior. I think it's much easier. Like everything just works out of the box, right? You don't have to spend any time. You don't have to spend 40 hours trying to recreate VS Code in Neovim. But it's been good. It's been fun. It definitely, setting up Neovim definitely helped me understand the tools that I use every day better. Right? It kind of like it pulled back that curtain so that VS Code isn't so much of like a magical black box, right? You kind of know, oh, it's able to show me syntax highlighting and code navigations because there's a piece of software that's helping to talk to another piece of software that understands the language server protocol, right? Same thing with debugging, right? There's the debug adapter protocol. So it's like you kind of, by going down that rabbit hole, you get a little bit more familiar with the tools you use every day, which I think is good. I don't think you can go wrong there, right? I've gotten distracted. If you haven't noticed yet, I've gotten distracted from my original purpose. But we made some good progress. We wrote a version 2 tokenizer. I will say the one thing about this book is that it is a little dry and it's a little repetitive. But I'm hoping my main goal. Azim Khan, what's up, brother? Hey, Azim, how are you, man? Thanks for hanging out. Kashyap Patolia, can you do embedded coding? I cannot, Kashyap. You're talking about like C++ or Rust or something running on like an Arduino or a Raspberry Pi or stuff like that? Is that what you're talking about? Because I cannot do that. I've not written any C++. I've written a little bit of Rust, but I haven't done any kind of embedded systems work. What about you, Kashyap? Is that your jam? Embedded systems. If I had to describe myself, I'm a web dev. That's definitely that's the tech stack I'm most comfortable with. Those are the things I know the best. On the front end, I love working in TypeScript. On the back end, I like to work in C#, but I'm happy to work in TypeScript on the server too. So yeah, that's kind of my jam. Azim, can you do any development in C++? Nope, Azim, I can't. What about you, Azim? I've never written any C++. I've written a little bit of Rust. I started trying to go through the Rust programming language book, and I will resume that at some point. But let's see. Yes, Texas Instruments, DSP, or microcontroller code. Yeah, nope, none of that for me. It's not that I don't want to. It just hasn't piqued my interest. I think the thing I like the most about web development is that there's really no barrier to entry. There's nobody standing in your way from building anything and publishing stuff and deploying stuff. Like the idea of building mobile applications that you then have to get approval to get into people's hands just hasn't sparked my interest. But But yeah, I would like Cash App on that note about embedded systems. So, so I have two kids. They're both boys, and I don't know if any of you guys are parents or any of you guys have kids, but one of the things you struggle with young children is, especially at the age that mine are, is getting them to flush the dang toilet. And so I wanted to build like a little device with some sensors that basically, if they detect that somebody went into the bathroom and then came out of the bathroom and there was no flushing, that it would like play a sound and be like, flush the toilet. I know that's such a dad project of me to have, but that's something I've always been like, that'd be fun. That'd be a fun little project to work on. Let's see. Azim Khan. I'm working on creating my own compiler using assembly language and C++. Oh, wow, man. That's intense. That's super intense. So, is your compiler a C++ compiler? Is that what it is? It's like your own. It's like your own GCC or your own Clang, or is it a compiler for a? Scene? That's such a dad problem. It really is. It really is. But, I mean, that's what I am, man. I'm a 31-year-old grumpy old dad. But yeah, Azim, I'm interested to hear more about your compiler. What does it compile? I guess that's kind of what I'm most curious about. On the compiler thing, this is relevant for both Neovim and on our compiler topic here. So, did you guys know that there is a TypeScript to Lua? I don't know if you'd call it a compiler, but I guess you could say it's a transpiler. I mean, I guess you could call it a compiler, right? I mean, but it literally takes TypeScript code and then outputs Lua. How crazy is that? Scar says that's when you know you entered full-on dad mode, when you want to build. Yes, man. That's it's like, I want to get a Raspberry Pi with some motion sensors, so I can break my children's bad habits. There was something else. I also thought that it would be fun to, like, when I was working in 2021, 2022, I was on the support team at work a lot, and so I was having to get on like calls with clients and customers, and it was difficult a lot of the times for my family to know if I was on a call or not. So it was like, they'd come in sometimes and I'd be on a call, but then other times they wouldn't come in, but they could have. And so I thought, man, it'd be really nice to have almost like your own little recording light, to where like whenever you jump into a Teams meeting, you have like a light in your house that like changes color. Right? I thought that would be a fun project too. I mean, that's probably not really an embedded systems problem, but it was another idea I had. Oh man, it's already midnight? Dang. Holy crap. 12:09 a.m. Woo. What time is it for you guys? Where are y'all at? Let's see. Azim, since you are in the support team, do you get involved in core web development? As far as I know, the support team only work on the enhancements. I was on the so at work. So the type of software we make like a no code SaaS product. It's almost like if you're familiar with like Salesforce, it's real similar to that. And so what the support team does is essentially we just help. And I'm not on the support team anymore, but that's where I started. And so our support team basically just helps clients use our software better. That's most of what our support team does, is like people have a problem, but it's not really a problem with the software. It's more about like, I want to solve this problem, not really sure about the best way to solve it. It's much more like a consultative type of support team. Where I sit now, and so our support team doesn't do anything with our product development team. There's really no overlap there, Azim, so they don't really do anything with enhancements or bugs or anything like that. Azim, no voice. You mean my voice isn't coming through? That's weird. Maybe my computer's telling me to go to bed or something. Scar says, that's cool. If you decide on making that, you should make a video. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't even know where I'd start with any of that stuff. It's just stuff that lives in my mind, you know? So there'd definitely be research I'd need to do to figure it out. But if I ever did it, there would for sure be some videos. Cordy says, yeah, building stuff like that makes coding fun again. It really does, right? Solving your own problems, I think, makes coding fun. I think that's one of the best parts of it. I guess I should probably, since he said no voice, I should probably make sure my voice is still actually coming through. I've had lots of technical difficulties this week with streaming. Did you guys see that Slack went down for a little bit this week? I bet their engineers were not having a good time. I've had lots of technical difficulties. Okay, yeah, my voice is still coming through. Okay. Sorry, Azim, if you're having technical issues, man, but it looks like my voice is coming through on the stream still, so. I can hear you, I don't know. Okay, cool. Thanks, Scar. I appreciate that. It's kind of nice having a group of people here to actually let me know when my shit is working or not working, because streaming all by yourself, some of the dumbest stuff happens. I streamed for 2 hours one night, completely muted. Cordy, I can also hear. Okay, awesome. Thank you guys. I appreciate that. Y'all rock for reassuring me. Where are you guys all at? Are you guys in the States? Or are you guys overseas? It's 12:13 a.m. right now for me. What time is it for y'all? I'm curious. Are you guys up early, or are you staying up late, or is it middle of the day for you? Oh, this is kind of interesting. They have like standardized. That's kind of interesting. The GPT models use a byte pair encoding tokenizer, which breaks down words into sub-word units. Well, that's a mouthful, isn't it? Scar says, here is 7:14 a.m. I studied whole night, didn't realize the sun's out. Wow, Scar. What are you studying for, Scar? That's a long study session. Cordy, India, almost noon. Oh, nice. So what are you doing? So, Cordy, it's Saturday for you? Got any big plans for your Saturday, Cordy? Is Saturday a weekend for you? I realized I made the mistake the other day of assuming that everybody has Saturday and Sunday as their weekend, but I guess that's not actually the case. I've been informed. That's that's my very American centric view showing through. Scar, I go to law school. Oh wow, that's awesome, Scar. There's another guy that his name's Tim Williams. He's sometimes in my chat, but he's going to law school too. Um, so what kind of law do you want to practice? Criminal? You can be a trial lawyer. That seems intense, man. I'm not gonna lie. Being a trial lawyer or a criminal lawyer, that seems like it would be very, very intense. This Python does this all over the place. Listen to this. So, Scar trial lawyer. Oh, you do want to be a trial lawyer? Nice, dude. That's very cool. Yeah, that's intense. You gotta be able to put on a performance, huh? Were you ever on a debate team? Oh, excuse me. I think, guys, I think honestly I have about another 5 minutes in me. Or I might fall asleep on stream with you. I'm gonna move you guys over here so I can actually look. Loganus, okay, bro, I'm back. There's these people bullying me on the internet. Do you got any words for me? I don't know, Logan. Stay away from them, man. Just, there's no need to hang out with bullies. Cordy, yes, Saturday. I just woke up because late night coding, and it is weekend, so I guess I'll try to build something in Flutter. I'm currently learning it. Oh, nice, very cool. I've heard really good things about Flutter. Right, that's Flutter allows you to build cross-platform apps, right? So you can build like web app, mobile app, desktop app, right? Flutter, is that what Flutter is? Excuse me. Yeah, mobile, web, and desktop. That's really nice. There's a project in C# like this. C#, I think it's Maui. But I think it's for desktop and mobile is what Maui is. But you can also there's a framework in C# called Blazor that you can use in Maui. So you can essentially have a UI, basically a UI library or UI components that you use both in web projects as well as desktop and mobile apps. So it's kind of the same. I guess it's along the same lines. I don't think it's as nice of a dev experience as what I've heard as Flutter. Shanal Raj, hello. What are we doing? Well, Shanal, you're coming in at the very end of the stream, so right now it's basically Steven's attempt to stay awake and not fall asleep because it's 12:20 where I'm at. So yeah, that's what we're doing. We were earlier, Shanal, not to be a smartass. We were earlier. We were learning about how to write different tokenizers from this book that I bought called Building Large Language Models. And that's what we were actually doing earlier. We were suffering through writing some Python, which was very painful, but we were doing it. I know I shouldn't shit on Python so much. It's not that it's a bad language. It's just for me, it's not my favorite. Um, it's just not my favorite. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna hop off here. I appreciate all y'all for hanging out. Is that the one from Max May Lebon? No, this one is from. Let me. I get the. I got. I've got the link for you. Hold on one sec. One second. It's this one. There you go. I put the link in the chat. It's good. It's good. Scar says, I just fell asleep. I enjoyed this stream. I'll head out now. Good night. See ya. Thanks, Scar, for hanging out, man. I'm headed that way, too. I appreciate you coming back and hanging out with me. All right, guys. I'm going to make like Scar and get to bed, but I'll be probably on tomorrow at some point. So if you see me live, come hang out. Otherwise, I'll see you in a video or a short, another live stream. I hope you guys have a great Saturday ahead of you, and I hope your Friday was great.